Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Crusader Kings III. In the last episode, I don't really honestly know what we did in the last episode, to be honest. I think Ordonio was one of the children that was born in one of the previous episodes, which is the son of our heir, Rodrigo, who will presumably be the next king of Castile. Excuse me, actually no, Leon. That's right. We went with Leon here as the as our kingdom, and you can see on the map we are the dominant player in the Iberian Peninsula at this point. We have managed to get back Puerto under control, as you may recall, and expansion over here a little bit with taking us back from the Frenchmen, but that wasn't in the last episode. That was a while back now. The main thing that's going on here, I guess you could say, is the splintering of the Duhunids and their emirate. And the Almoravids are still kicking around, although it looks like they're dealing with a rebellion over here or something, and the Yusufid emirate here, this I think it's actually a grand emirate because it's a kingdom tier title. They're also dealing with some. It looks like their situation's a little bit more serious, although they're winning against. Looks like, what is actually this? What's going on here? This is the defending against Emir Tamim ibn Mu'ansir of Fas in the war for Prince Awida's claim on the Grand Emirate of the Maghreb, which they have the Yusufid Grand Emirate, which is also the Grand Emirate of Maghreb, so I don't know if that's just going to flip the name if they were winning, but this guy's winning 92%, so he's almost got this under control. He got that fire under control. We have three alliances, excuse me, and one truce with this Emir here, Emir Fadl ibn Muhammad, because we took Porto from him. That's right, and looks like actually the Duke here, this ugly guy here, Duke Nuno III Sanchez of Portugal, or I don't know the pronunciation. As I always say, pronunciation is expected to be a weak point of this series, but he's losing against this, which is Duke Guy of Cambria, which he's trying to get this duchy, which I don't really care about because that's not on the Iberian Peninsula, and this is the one I care about. He's actually winning it so far. He's trying to grab this place here, which normally this would be under the Badajoz duchy, but I guess he's going to try to steal it for his massive duchy. I mean, this is a massive duchy that he's trying to do. This is literally like, if you extend this down here, this would basically be Portugal, right? So, well, if you expanded it to the south, yeah, he would basically be running the Kingdom of Portugal at that point, which I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think he's going to be that successful against the Muslims to the south, but you never know. I don't think there's really. I'm not going to ask the Pope. I think last time I said we were expecting a new Pope. It's still Callistus III, but his days are still indeed numbered. Let's see if he's going to reach 80. He does have a couple buffs to try to keep him alive, but his health is poor, and he is ailing. So Callistus III's days are numbered. It's going to be exciting to see who's going to take over the head of. Who's going to be the new pontifex of the Catholic faith. Otherwise, Barcelona is still hanging in here as a fellow Catholic realm here, Catalan Catholic realm, and these guys, I think they're still Catalan. They're still holding down on that Catalan culture, not switching over to Andalusianism, or I don't know why you would say that, Andalusian culture. They're hanging strong with Catalan culture, which is I guess decent because that's more compatible with us as the Castilians, right? I guess at this point we can run the clock because I don't really see anything that's stopping us from running the clock. We could actually switch over from diplomacy over back to martial, but we are actually pretty weak on prestige, and that's not us. I want to look at, yeah, we could actually switch to Majesty. If we switch over to Majesty, though, you know, we can only change this every 5 years, but that's going to give us extra prestige growth, which I might want to do. Fertility is not going to be as useful for us because we're starting to get into our 40s, so that's becoming, you know, less and less of a priority, is to focus on fertility. So we actually have decent health boosts going on here. Yeah, this is additional diplomacy and vassal opinion. So by the time that goes away in 5 years, we would be able to switch. Yeah, let's go for the extra prestige. I don't think we really need martial, and I don't think it's really going to be that. I mean, some of the actual things in here, but might be useful, especially a man's home, because I think the man's home, that's the one that gives a buff to you. Yes, controlled territory, defender advantage, so we get an advantage in our, you know, home territory essentially, which is also, you know, very useful if you're dealing with an offensive, if they decide to go for something like a holy war or something like that. So it looks like they're actually gonna give us our Duke a hard time. I don't know how he's faring out here. He's actually starting to lose this war. We got additional taxes because of our the fact that we have a competent steward in the stewardship position, and he's the cannibal. So a noble guest has arrived. Adelaida is a trained healer. She is Craven, which is not great. Herbalist. I mean, that would be a nice trait to grab, but I don't think we're actually going to get it. So basically we're just running the clock because we have nothing better to do, really. I guess I'm waiting for that prestige. We are making a lot of money. Like nearly 16 gold a month. So, you know, investing that is a pretty good idea. More money and levies at the same time is a pretty strong investment. Pretty sound, in my opinion. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're basically flushed with cash. Our cash is basically flushed now with investments. And our neighbor here, Amir Yahya, has lost against Sheikh Musa of Alcanes. So I guess these guys are independent now. Not really. It says Amir Yahya has lost, right? So you would expect them to have actually lost, especially in a Liberty War. That doesn't really make any sense. And it looks like this guy, he controls a duchy. Does he control like all three of these? He does. Actually, all four of these. So he actually has like the coast down pat, basically. And you are starting a war with the cannibal guy over here. Interesting. Emir Yahya II ibn Ismail of the Dehunded Emirate in the Holy War for the Sheikhdom of Melina. So you actually are going after Melina, which I don't know what you're trying to do here, bro, but okay. If I go for ducal conquest, I'll become disgraced. Secular opinion -10. This opinion affects all characters that are not of clergy. Okay. And my number of knights will be decremented. My maximum number of knights will be decremented, which is not great. Holy War, interesting concept. I am thinking about holy warring for this county. Okay, hold on here. Let's take a look at the Duchy of Aragon. We actually need 200 gold. We can actually do that. That's going to give us a great excuse. So we need a martial person. Okay, so we lost a pretty good martial person. Did he die? Vassal he was taken prisoner. This was the genius intelligent. No, this is the genius lunatic, whole of body, irritable, scholar guy of House Yengus. Yeah, you have a quick gay son, which Jimeno Jimenez de Yenguas. Yanguas? I don't know. I have no idea how to pronounce this, but looks like you're trying to build a strong lineage here, so we'll see how that goes. Betrothed to Constanza Bermudez Vela of House Vela, who is a twin with Ximena Bermudez Vela. Okay, I guess he's going to be in line if you get executed or something. Now, when we circle back to Marshall here, though, we don't really have a strong martial person anymore. I guess the strongest we have is Countess Estefania, who is Anso IV's wife. Because she's having the County of Santiago? No, she's 26. She can't be Anso. No, this is a different Estefania. This has to be a different Estefania. Okay, never mind then. She's going to be taking on martial duties anyways, because there's nothing else to really focus on. Yeah, court politics makes sense for our wife, Queen Beatrice, because she has a very strong diplomacy. Yeah. How are our powerful vassals doing? Only one person is currently opposing any changes. That's you. This person here has a negative opinion. Who are you? Countess Ermengarda Alvarez of Alta Aragon. Negative opinion on me, but I guess it's not that negative because she still approves. She's still approving of me. So, if I want to switch over to High Partition, this is the only person that's blocking me. This guy here, the cannibal, you know, he went from a foe to basically like a pretty happy guy. It's trusting. Ambitious is negative. He's on the council, so that helps. And I'm starting to get that long reign buff, so that's going to be good for positive opinion, I guess. I'm not his rightful liege, though, so that's apparently an issue. Yeah, when you die, Infante Rodrigo Sanchez of Leon. Yeah, that's kind of what we expect. And he was released. Okay, so he can go back to being Marshal now. Should have waited, because now Estefania is not going to be happy. I guess not. He's not that great of a martial person as I thought then. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the really long name there. I think this is a Galician. Yeah, Galicians use the X's quite a bit. My vassal Countess Argilo created the Liberty faction against me. Why are you creating a Liberty faction? Let me see here. Who? Okay, we got a bunch of factions going on here. The Galician Mawaladi populists. Okay, so that's these guys here. They're not Christian, so we need to convert them to Catholicism. So let's go in the council here, and that's not the right menu. That's the one I want, and let's focus on getting these guys on track into being saved by our Lord and Savior. And let's see. Let's circle back to this menu here. Liberty. Okay, so that's Puerto, obviously. Liberty faction. I don't know why you're creating a Liberty faction. She wants to lower the Crown Authority. Do you really need the Crown Authority to be lowered? I don't know how it's gonna play out. I have 64 gold, which is not exactly enough to bribe you to stop this nonsense. And Salamenka, I think it's Salamenka. They are doing peasantry rabble. So what's the control look like here? I mean, you're already at max control. Porto is obviously worst. It makes sense why it's worst because we just conquered them. So that's kind of, I don't know, that makes sense to me why it would be, the lowest control would be over there. Let's see here. These guys here are also low in control, but not as bad as Puerto right now. Or Porto. Was it Porto, I think? Yeah, Porto. They're doing the worst when it comes to control. What else do I want to do? Okay, here's the Lollards and Visby. Mayor Haakon of Visby has announced to the world that he and his vassals have converted to Lollardry, having become disillusioned with the teachings of Catholic priests. The nobles of Visby are no longer considering the clergy to be righteous and true. As Lollards, they believe their new faith properly aligns with the will of God and are distancing themselves from their former religious institutions. So, what kind of twisted mockery of this faith, of our faith, is this? So, Republic of Visby. I want to say this is in like a Nordic country. Yeah, this is right beside Sweden in Gotland. Okay, let's run the clock. And yeah, more people are converting to Lollardry. To the evil King Sancho. Your steward Count Simon has insulted me gravely. He had the audacity to name me a heartless churl in front of my own court. I demand satisfaction for this sight. Signed, Emir Yahya II Ibn Ismail of the Dahunid Emirate. Good one, Simon. Whoa, what's this? A papal envoy has reached my court, bringing news from the Vatican that Pope Callistus issued a call to arms to all righteous Christian rulers. As a Catholic king, I am expected to prepare my men in support of this most holy cause, sponsored by the universal church itself. For all those who take the fight against the vile infidels, desecrating the holy grounds of Jerusalem, the Holy See promises full absolution from all sins and a guaranteed place in heaven. Wow. Wow. Can you believe that? Callistus III is offering us absolution from all sins and a guaranteed place in heaven if we go get Jerusalem? That's kind of a bold statement. I'm surprised that Callistus III is still kicking around, calling he knows that in his last days just calls for a crusade for Jerusalem. That's a 4D chess move there, I guess. Let's see here. Pledge to join the crusade called by Pope Callistus III as soon as it starts. You gain 120 piety. The war chest is going to receive 1,500 prestige, and the war chest also receives an additional 600 piety. I mean, I'm not rich right now because I just spent all my gold investing in my own kingdom. But, yeah, sure. Let's... we're ready to fight this. Who are we going to choose for our beneficiary? So who's the defender here? Emir Hassan II Oh, man. This is going to be tricky to pronounce. Emir Hassan II Ad-Dawla Haidar ibn Ghazi of Amman. Boy, Hassan II... Man, this is... Say that 10 times fast, that name. Hassan II Ad-Dawla Hadir ibn Ghazi of Amman. Oh, my. He's a Ismaili Muslim. Ismaili Muslim. In House Yusufid. So I guess we're targeting the Emirate of Amman, because that's the main emirate that's over there, I guess. Let me close out this window for a sec here. That's this emirate. We would probably have to be going after this emirate here. Oh, that's inside Fatimid. Fatimid Sultanate. Yeah, this is not great that they control this. Are we gonna go like beside Jerusalem because we don't want to piss off these? We're probably gonna piss off these guys. They're allied. These guys are allied with the Emirate of Amman. So we're this is probably not gonna be a very strong. This is probably not gonna be a very successful crusade, to be honest. I mean, I could be totally wrong. Depends on how successful Callistus III is at courting men and people to join their crusade. But I mean, these guys are actually already fighting a lot of emirates to the north here, so that's interesting. We'll see how it plays out. There's a lot of people that they're at war with. Like, they're at war with like this empire, basically. They're like at war with so many duchies inside this empire. It's actually kind of insane. Yeah. Okay, so Callistus III has called for crusade. That's I know he was alluding to one earlier, but I guess it's actually happening for Jerusalem. So that's going to be interesting to see that play out.